Hello, welcome back, guys. As we discussed Snowflake architecture in our last and previous video, today we'll be discussing in details the three different layers that it comprises of. First and foremost layer is cloud services layer, which is also the brains of the soft Snowflake services. So when we say brains, it is because it mainly performs most of the activities and services which are required for the coordination. Like it coordinates activities across Snowflake, so that is why it is the brains of the Snowflake architecture. It runs on compute instances provided by Snowflake from the cloud provider, like I mentioned earlier, AWS, Azure, and GCP. Services provided by this layer are management, optimization service, security, and metadata management, which we'll study in detail what these services are. So management is centralized manage of storage, manages the compute that works with storage, transparent online updates and patches. So you don't have to worry about patching activities. You don't have to worry about managing the storage part. You don't have to worry about the computation part. So mostly everything is been taken care by the cloud service providers in this particular layer. Then it comes the query processing and optimizer layer. So as I told you, you pay as you use. So it provides you the cost-based optimization, automatic join order optimization. When we say optimization, it helps you optimize your queries in such a way that you incur less cost, which is a great advantage, and no user input or tuning required. So you don't have to do any sort of tuning, any sort of optimization. It will all be taken care by the cloud services layer automatically, which is so great. And then comes it automatically statistics. It gathers all the statistics automatically. Pruning using metadata using micropartitions. So pruning is a concept which I'll be covering later on when I'll be discussing about micropartitioning. But for an overview, I can tell you that pruning it helps in cost optimization, as you know, you when you use where clauses or filter criteria in your SQL queries, it is much faster because of the pruning technique. So we'll discuss that in detail. Then comes the security. So security is all taken care by cloud services there again. It provides authentication, access control for users and roles, access control for shares, and encryption and key management as well. Metadata management, again very important. It stores the metadata as data is loaded into the system, handles queries that can be processed completely from metadata. I had told you earlier that there are certain queries which can only be run by metadata, like aggregate queries like average, min, max. So every micropartition, which is a storage layer, contains the minimum and maximum count of your data. So that is basically stored and managed by cloud services layer. So all these queries can be run if they have been run earlier, and it gets stored in the cache, and it basically you don't incur any cost for that. It is used for time travel and cloning, which is for data retention. Then comes every aspect of Snowflake architecture leverages metadata. So every aspect leverages metadata means that, as I told you, storage layer, micropartitions leverages metadata. Then even computation leverages metadata because we use aggregate queries using metadata. So every part is linked, and that's the reason why we say that cloud services layer coordinates across Snowflake architecture. So that is all for cloud services layer. We'll be discussing about the compute layer, which is the heart of the Snowflake architecture in detail in our next video. Thank you very much.